Short-term goals are like French fries. You know they're not good for you, but you just can't resist them. They're tempting and satisfying, but they always leave you wanting more. Setting short-term goals is important because it helps us stay motivated and focused. It gives us something to aim for and celebrate when we achieve it. But let's face it, short-term goals can be a bit like eating junk food. You might feel good in the moment, but in the long run, they're not going to get you where you want to go. So, my advice? Enjoy your short-term goals, but don't make them your main course. Make sure you're also setting bigger, more meaningful goals that will truly satisfy you in the end. Because let's be real, nothing beats a juicy steak or achieving a long-term goal. Okay, let's dive deeper into the world of short-term goals. As I mentioned earlier, setting short-term goals can be a great way to stay motivated and focused. But what exactly is a short-term goal? Well, it's basically any goal that you can realistically achieve within a relatively short period of time. For example, if you're trying to improve your grades in school, a short-term goal might be to study for an hour every day for a week. Or if you're trying to get in shape, a short-term goal might be to go for a 30-minute walk every day for a month. The great thing about short-term goals is that they're achievable. They give you something tangible to work towards, which can be really motivating. And when you reach that goal, it feels awesome. It's like getting a gold star in class or a high five from your coach. But here's the thing, short-term goals can also be tricky. It's easy to get caught up in achieving one goal after another without ever looking at the bigger picture. And while it's important to celebrate those small victories, it's also important to remember that they're just stepping stones to something bigger. Let's go back to our example of improving your grades. If you're only focused on short-term goals like studying for an hour a day, you might improve your grades a little bit, but you won't make any real progress towards your ultimate goal of getting into a good college or landing your dream job. That's why it's important to balance short-term goals with long-term goals. Long-term goals are the big picture stuff. They're the things you really want to achieve in life, like graduating from college, starting your own business, or traveling the world. Short-term goals help you get there, but they're not the end game. Think of them as checkpoints along the way. You need to hit those checkpoints to get to the finish line, but they're not the ultimate goal. So how do you balance short-term and long-term goals? It's all about finding a happy medium. You want to set short-term goals that will help you make progress towards your long-term goals, but you also don't want to get so caught up in short-term achievements that you lose sight of the bigger picture. One way to do this is to create a roadmap for your life. Sit down and think about where you want to be in 5 years, 10 years, and even 20 years. What do you want to achieve? What kind of person do you want to be? Once you have a clear vision of your long-term goals, you can start setting short-term goals that will help you get there. But remember, it's okay to adjust your goals along the way. Life is unpredictable, and sometimes things don't go as planned. So be flexible, stay positive, and keep moving forward. And most importantly, have fun. Achieving your goals should be a joyful experience, so enjoy the journey. Can you answer these questions? What are short-term goals, and why are they important? How can setting short-term goals help you achieve long-term success? Why is it necessary to balance short-term goals with long-term goals? Do you think that only focusing on short-term goals is a good strategy for success? Why or why not? What are some examples of short-term goals that you can set for yourself? In a bizarre turn of events, a young man from New York City returned to his new bedroom after being away for just 5 minutes to find a cat sitting on his bed. The incident left both the man and the cat equally confused. According to reports, the man, whose name has not been released, had just moved into a new apartment in the trendy Brooklyn neighborhood of Williamsburg. He had spent the day unpacking boxes and arranging furniture in his bedroom when he decided to take a quick break and grab a snack from the kitchen. When he returned to his room, however, he found that a fluffy white cat had taken up residence on his bed. The cat appeared to be just as surprised as the man, looking up at him with wide eyes before jumping off the bed and scurrying out of the room. The man was understandably taken aback by the unexpected visitor, but he quickly realized that the cat must have belonged to one of his new neighbors. He searched the building and eventually found the cat's owner, who explained that the feline had a tendency to wander and often ended up in places she shouldn't. While the incident may seem like nothing more than a minor inconvenience, it highlights the unique challenges that come with living in a densely populated urban area. In cities like New York, where space is at a premium, residents often have to contend not only with their human neighbors but also with their furry counterparts. Many city dwellers have embraced the presence of cats as an integral part of urban life. Felines are known for their independence and self-sufficiency, making them ideal pets for busy urbanites who may not have the time or space for a larger animal. However, incidents like the one in Williamsburg serve as a reminder that living with cats can also come with its fair share of surprises. Whether it's a curious kitty sneaking into a neighbor's apartment or a mischievous feline knocking over a vase in the middle of the night, cat owners must always be prepared for the unexpected. Despite the initial confusion and surprise caused by the cat's appearance in his bedroom, the man from Williamsburg ultimately took the incident in stride. He even joked that he may have to start locking his doors to keep stray cats out. For the cat's part, she seemed unfazed by the whole ordeal. As any cat owner can attest, felines are notoriously independent creatures who often seem to get themselves into strange situations without a care in the world. While the man's encounter with the confused cat may not have been the most dramatic news event, it serves as a light-hearted reminder of the joys and challenges of urban living. And who knows, maybe the man will end up adopting a cat of his own in the future after his unexpected encounter with a furry friend. When we talk about health, we usually think of how long we can live. But what if we also considered the quality of life during those years? That's where health expectancy comes in. Health expectancy combines information about how long people live and how healthy they are during those years. It's a way to see how many years someone can expect to live in good health, and it can be measured using different methods. In the European Union, EU, there are two main ways to measure health expectancy, one based on self-perceived health, SPHLE, and one based on disability weight, DWHLE. The SPHLE method asks people to rate their own health on a scale from excellent to poor. This information is then used to estimate how many years a person can expect to live in good health. The DWHLE method uses data on illness and disability rates to estimate how many years a person can expect to live without serious health problems. So which method is better? That's what researchers wanted to find out. They looked at data from 28 countries in the EU between 2010 and 2017. They compared the results of both methods and also looked at life expectancy, LE, and the proportion of life spent in good health, %GH. The researchers found that both methods were good at predicting health expectancy, although there were some differences. The correlation and reliability between the two methods were good, especially for men. However, there was more variability for women. The researchers also found that as health expectancy increased, the difference between the two methods also increased. Overall, the researchers found that both methods have their strengths and weaknesses. The SPHLE method is easy to use and understand since it only requires one question. However, it relies on people accurately reporting their own health, which may not always be reliable. The DWHLE method is based on more objective data and can better capture the impact of different health conditions. However, it may be more difficult to understand and requires more complex calculations. So why does this matter? Health expectancy can help policymakers understand how to allocate resources and promote health in their populations. By using different methods, they can get a more complete picture of how healthy people are and where they need to focus their efforts. In conclusion, health expectancy is an important measure of population health that combines information about life expectancy and quality of life. There are different ways to measure it, and each method has its strengths and weaknesses. By comparing different methods, researchers and policymakers can get a better understanding of how healthy populations are and how to improve their health. Astrology has been around for centuries, and it remains one of the most popular ways people seek guidance about their lives. While many people are familiar with horoscopes based on their zodiac sign, fewer know about the significance of the moon in astrology. In this article, we'll explore the practice of moon readings and how they can provide valuable insights into an individual's life. What does a moon reading tell you? A moon reading is a type of astrology reading that focuses on the position of the moon at the time of your birth. The moon changes signs approximately every 2.5 days, which means that there are 12 different possible moon signs that someone could have in their birth chart. Each moon sign has its own unique characteristics and qualities that can provide valuable insight into a person's emotional makeup and tendencies. A moon reading can tell you about your emotional needs, your innermost desires, and your unconscious patterns of behavior. It can reveal how you process emotions, how you express your feelings, and what kind of security and nurturing you need to feel fulfilled. A moon reading can also help you understand your relationship with your mother or other nurturing figures in your life, as well as your connection to your past and your roots. How to read birth chart for moon sign. To read your birth chart for your moon sign, you'll need to know your exact date, time, and place of birth. You can use an online birth chart calculator to generate your chart, or you can consult with an astrologer who can create a personalized chart for you. Once you have your birth chart, look for the symbol that represents the moon. The moon is represented by a crescent shape, and it will be located in one of the 12 astrological signs. This sign represents your moon sign, and it will give you important information about your emotional nature. To interpret your moon sign, you'll need to understand the qualities of that particular sign. For example, if your moon is in Aries, you may be impulsive and quick to anger, but also passionate and driven. If your moon is in Pisces, you may be highly sensitive and intuitive, but also prone to escapism and fantasy. Why you should read your moon sign. Reading your moon sign can provide valuable insights into your emotional nature and tendencies. It can help you understand why you react to certain situations in certain ways, and it can give you tools for managing your emotions more effectively. Understanding your moon sign can also help you develop more meaningful and fulfilling relationships, both with yourself and with others. In addition, reading your moon sign can help you connect with the lunar cycle and the natural rhythms of the universe. The moon is a powerful symbol of change, growth, and transformation, and understanding your moon sign can help you tap into this energy and use it to manifest your desires and goals. Is moon reading safe? While astrology itself is generally considered a safe practice, it's important to approach moon readings, or any type of astrological reading, with an open mind and a healthy dose of skepticism. Astrology is not a science, and there is no guarantee that a moon reading will provide accurate or useful information. That being said, many people have found moon readings to be a helpful tool for self-discovery and personal growth. As long as you approach the practice with an open heart and a willingness to learn, there is little risk involved. What is the most accurate horoscope? There is no one horoscope that is more accurate than others, as astrology is a highly subjective and interpretive practice. However, some astrologers are known for their accuracy and expertise, so it's worth seeking out reputable practitioners if you're interested in getting a horoscope or reading. Ultimately, the most important thing is to find a horoscope or reading that resonates with you and provides helpful insights into your life. How much does a moon reading cost? The cost of a moon reading can vary depending on the astrologer or service provider you choose. Some astrologers charge by the hour, while others offer flat-rate packages for specific types of readings. If you're interested in getting a moon reading, it's worth doing some research to find an astrologer or service that fits your budget and needs. In conclusion, a moon reading can provide valuable insights into your emotional nature, tendencies, and desires. It can help you understand yourself more deeply and develop more meaningful relationships with others. While astrology is not a science, many people have found moon readings to be a helpful tool for personal growth and self-discovery. If you're curious about astrology and the power of the lunar cycle, consider exploring a moon reading and experiencing the magic of the cosmos for yourself. Pause and answer these questions. What is a moon reading in astrology, and how does it work? Why should you consider getting a moon reading done? How accurate are moon readings, and can they really provide insights into one's emotional nature? Do you believe that astrology has any real scientific basis and is more than just superstition? In your opinion, do you think that people should consult astrologers for guidance in their lives? Lawmakers in Montana have initiated a bill that will make it illegal to download TikTok on mobile devices. The legislation would impose fines on TikTok and App Store owners, Apple and Google, for allowing downloads. The move is part of a larger push by U.S. politicians to keep Americans from using the popular short-form video app, with over 25 states already having banned the app from government phones. The concern among lawmakers is that TikTok collects user data without their consent and sends it back to China, where its parent company, ByteDance, is located. This has led to fears that the Chinese government could use this data for espionage or other nefarious purposes. The White House has also expressed similar concerns and has threatened to block the app unless ByteDance agrees to sell it. While these moves may seem like a way to address national security concerns, they are likely to be ineffective and face legal challenges. A more promising solution is a proposed federal privacy bill called the American Data Privacy and Protection Act. This legislation, which has bipartisan support, aims to protect Americans' personal data from being collected and shared without their consent. The American Data Privacy and Protection Act would give consumers more control over their data by requiring companies to disclose what information they collect and why, as well as giving users the ability to opt out of data sharing. The bill would also establish penalties for companies that violate these rules. The proposed law has been praised by privacy advocates, who argue that it is necessary to protect Americans from the growing threat of data breaches and cyber attacks. However, critics argue that the bill could stifle innovation and harm businesses that rely on collecting data to provide personalized services to their customers. Despite these concerns, the need for a federal privacy law is becoming increasingly urgent. With the proliferation of smartphones, social media, and other digital platforms, there is more personal data available than ever before. This data can be used for a wide range of purposes, from targeted advertising to identity theft. Moreover, the COVID-19 pandemic has only accelerated the shift towards digital technologies and made personal data even more valuable. As businesses and government agencies collect more data from individuals, the risk of data breaches and other cyber attacks increases. In light of these challenges, it is clear that a federal privacy law is necessary to protect Americans' personal data and maintain cybersecurity. While banning TikTok or other Chinese-owned apps may offer a temporary solution, they are unlikely to address the underlying issues and could create more problems in the long run. Instead, policymakers should focus on creating legislation that balances the need for innovation and economic growth with the need to protect consumers' privacy and security. By doing so, they can ensure that America remains at the forefront of technological innovation while safeguarding the rights and interests of its citizens.
In what could be seen as a major victory for Tesla, a California state court jury has handed the electric vehicle maker a sweeping win over allegations that its autopilot feature had failed in what appeared to be the first trial related to a crash involving the partially automated driving software. The April 21 verdict came after Los Angeles resident Justine Su sued Tesla in 2020, claiming that her Tesla Model S had swerved into a curb while on autopilot and that an airbag was deployed so violently that it fractured her jaw, knocked out teeth, and caused nerve damage to her face. Su had alleged defects in the design of autopilot and the airbag, seeking more than $3 million in damages. However, the jury awarded her zero damages after finding that the airbag did not fail to perform safely and that Tesla did not intentionally fail to disclose facts. The jury also concluded that Tesla's autopilot feature did not fail. The verdict is significant for Tesla, which has been testing and rolling out its autopilot and more advanced full self-driving (FSD) system, which Chief Executive Elon Musk has touted as crucial to his company's future but which has drawn regulatory and legal scrutiny. The outcome of this case could set a precedent for future lawsuits involving Tesla's autopilot system and other autonomous driving technologies. Tesla has repeatedly emphasized that its autopilot system does not make its vehicles fully autonomous and that drivers must remain alert and ready to take control at any time. The company also warns against using autopilot on city streets, yet Su claimed that she had done so despite the warning in the user manual. Despite the verdict in Tesla's favor, the case highlights the ongoing debate surrounding the safety of autonomous driving systems. Critics argue that such systems can lull drivers into a false sense of security, leading them to take their hands off the wheel and focus on other tasks, while proponents argue that such systems can significantly reduce accidents caused by human error. The jury's decision appears to have been influenced by Tesla's warning that its autopilot system is not a self-piloted system and that driver distraction was to blame for the crash. The verdict underscores the importance of drivers understanding the limitations of autonomous driving technologies and following the manufacturer's warnings and guidelines. The case also highlights the need for clear regulations governing the use of autonomous driving features. As automakers continue to develop and roll out these technologies, it will be important to establish industry-wide standards to ensure the safe and responsible deployment of autonomous vehicles. In the meantime, the outcome of this case is likely to have significant implications for Tesla and the broader automotive industry, particularly as more drivers become accustomed to using autonomous driving features. The verdict may also provide some reassurance to automakers and consumers alike, as it reinforces the idea that autonomous driving systems are still subject to human error and that drivers must remain vigilant and engaged at all times. Tesla shares gained 1.3% to close at $165.08 on Friday after the verdict was announced. However, the emotional toll of the case was evident in Su's reaction outside the courtroom, where she broke down in tears. Her attorney expressed disappointment with the result but did not comment further. Overall, the verdict in this case serves as a reminder of the importance of responsible use of autonomous driving technologies and the need for clear guidelines and standards to ensure their safe deployment. It also highlights the ongoing debate surrounding the safety of such systems and the potential legal consequences of crashes involving autonomous vehicles. For now, however, Tesla can celebrate a major victory in court and focus on continuing to develop and improve its autonomous driving technologies.
Amazon is one of the most popular and successful companies in the world today. It was founded by Jeff Bezos in 1994 as an online bookstore and has since grown into a giant e-commerce platform that offers everything from books to electronics, groceries, and even streaming services. The company's stock price has been on a roller coaster ride over the last few years, with some investors wondering whether it's still a good investment. Here, we will explore whether Amazon is a buy, hold, or sell, what the stock prediction is, where Amazon stock will be in 5 years, and whether it will reach $1,000 again. Is Amazon a buy, hold, or sell? Amazon is an excellent company with a long track record of success. The company's revenue continues to grow at a steady rate, with its recent KON 2023 report showing an impressive 41 YoY increase in net sales. Additionally, Amazon's profits have also been increasing every year, which is a promising sign for investors, with Amazon's strong financial performance and dominance in the e-commerce market. Many experts believe that Amazon is a buy, especially for long-term investors. However, the company's stock price is relatively high, which may make it less accessible to some investors. What will Amazon stock be worth in 2025? Predicting stock prices is always challenging, but some experts believe that Amazon's stock price will continue to grow in the coming years. According to Wallet Investor, a financial website that provides stock predictions, Amazon stock price is expected to reach $7,004.02 by Demer 2025. This prediction is based on several factors, including the company's financial performance, industry trends, and global economic conditions. While this prediction may not be entirely accurate, it does suggest that Amazon's stock price is likely to continue to climb in the future, making it a potentially profitable investment for long-term investors. Where will Amazon stock be in 5 years? Based on current trends and financial performance, it's likely that Amazon's stock price will continue to grow steadily over the next 5 years. However, it's impossible to predict exactly where the stock will be in 5 years since many factors can influence its value. One thing is certain, though. Amazon is a strong company with a dominant position in the e-commerce market, and it's unlikely to go anywhere anytime soon. As such, investing in Amazon may provide a reliable return on investment in the long run. Will Amazon stock reach $1,000 again? Amazon's stock price has been fluctuating considerably over the last few years, with some investors wondering whether it will ever reach $1,000 again. While this is difficult to predict, many analysts believe that it's possible. Amazon has a history of bouncing back from dips in its stock price, and it's likely that the company will continue to do so in the future. Additionally, the company's strong financial performance and continued growth make it an attractive investment for many investors. Will Amazon stock go up in 2023? Amazon's stock price has shown steady growth in recent years, and it's likely that this trend will continue in 2023. The company's financial performance continues to be strong with increasing revenues and profits, which is a promising sign for investors. However, like any investment, there are always risks involved, and Amazon's stock price could experience fluctuations in response to various internal and external factors. As such, while it's likely that Amazon's stock price will go up in 2023, investors should always exercise caution when investing in the stock market. Amazon is a dominant force in the e-commerce industry, and its financial performance and growth suggest that it is a good investment for long-term investors. While predicting stock prices is never easy, it's likely that Amazon's stock price will continue to climb in the coming years. Investors should always do their due diligence and consider their own financial goals and risk tolerance before investing in any stock, including Amazon. However, for those looking for a reliable investment with long-term potential, Amazon may be an excellent choice.
The South China Sea has long been a contentious area, with several countries vying for control over its waters and resources. One such country is Malaysia, which has been facing pushback from China over its oil and gas exploration activities within its exclusive economic zone, EZ, in the region. Malaysian Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim recently made his first official visit to China, during which Chinese officials raised concerns about Petronas, the state-owned energy company carrying out major exploration activities in an area claimed by China. Despite this pressure, Anwar has insisted that Malaysia will continue its exploration activities in the region. This exchange underscores China's increasing efforts to pressure neighboring countries not to exploit energy resources under their control, even as it seeks to deepen ties with them. Beijing claims sovereignty over more than 90% of the South China Sea through its 9-Line, which cuts into the ease of several Southeast Asian nations, including Malaysia, Vietnam, the Philippines, Brunei, and Indonesia. The South China Sea is believed to hold significant oil and gas reserves, making it a valuable resource for countries looking to boost their energy supplies. However, China's expansive claims have led to disputes with its neighbors, particularly over fishing rights and oil and gas exploration activities. China's actions have been met with international condemnation, but this has not deterred its assertive behavior in the region. For Malaysia, the South China Sea is a crucial area for its energy security. The country relies heavily on oil and gas exports to drive its economy, and the South China Sea remains a key area for exploration and production. Malaysia's ease in the region covers about 584,000 square kilometers, making it one of the largest in the South China Sea. China's objections to Malaysia's exploration activities in the region have created tensions between the two countries. However, Malaysia has continued to assert its sovereignty over the area and has sought to deepen its economic ties with China. In recent years, Malaysia has welcomed Chinese investment in various infrastructure projects as part of China's Belt and Road Initiative, BRI. The BRI is a massive infrastructure development plan aimed at connecting Asia with Europe and Africa through a network of road, rail, and sea routes. The initiative has been criticized by some countries for saddling them with debt and leading to the loss of sovereignty over critical assets. However, Malaysia has sought to leverage the BRI to attract Chinese investment and boost its economy. Despite these economic ties, Malaysia's relationship with China remains complex. China's growing assertiveness in the region has put pressure on Malaysia to balance its economic interests with its national security concerns. This has led to increased cooperation with other countries in the region, particularly the United States and Japan. In 2019, Malaysia signed a defense cooperation agreement with the United States, signaling its commitment to maintaining a strong security presence in the region. The country has also sought to deepen its defense ties with Japan, which has emerged as a key ally in Southeast Asia amid China's growing influence. Overall, Malaysia's energy needs face significant challenges due to China's pushback in the South China Sea. However, the country remains committed to asserting its sovereignty over the area and continuing its exploration activities. With increasing international support, Malaysia may be able to stand up to China's assertive behavior and secure its energy future.
Are you tired of the mundane everyday routine? Do you ever feel like running wild in a field without a care in the world? If so, you may be craving some frolicking. Frolicking is a fun and playful behavior that involves energetic and lively movements. It's often associated with joy, excitement, and freedom. So, what does frolicking mean, and why is it such a popular pastime? Frolicking is defined as to play and move about cheerfully, excitedly, or energetically, according to the Oxford English Dictionary. The behavior typically involves jumping, skipping, dancing, or running around in a carefree manner. Frolicking can be done alone, with friends, or even with pets. It's a great way to let off steam, release stress, and enjoy the moment. So, what are some examples of frolicking? Imagine running through a meadow of flowers, splashing in a puddle on a rainy day, or jumping on a trampoline. These activities are all forms of frolicking and allow us to engage our playful side. But what about when someone says no frolicking allowed? Does that mean the end of fun and games? Not necessarily. When someone says no frolicking, they're often referring to a situation where it's not appropriate to be overly jovial or energetic. This could be in a formal setting, during a serious conversation, or when others are trying to concentrate. It's important to be mindful of others' feelings and adjust our behavior accordingly. Now, let's talk about some synonyms for frolicking. Some common ones include romping, gambling, prancing, cavorting, and capering. Each of these words captures the playful and lively nature of frolicking. So, the next time you're feeling spontaneous and want to try something new, consider using one of these words to describe your intentions. In addition to being a fun pastime, frolicking can have some health benefits as well. It's a great way to get some exercise, improve mood, and boost creativity. By engaging in playful activities, We allow our minds and bodies to relax and recharge. This can ultimately lead to greater productivity and a more positive outlook on life. So, what are some Ziggy's slang? Ziggy's is actually not a common term, but it could be a reference to Ziggy Stardust, the alter ego of David Bowie. Ziggy Stardust was known for his flamboyant style and energetic performances, which could be considered a form of frolicking. Lastly, let's discuss a fancy word for embarrass. The word mortify is often used to describe feelings of extreme embarrassment or humiliation. Mortification can occur when we experience a public failure, make a mistake, or behave in a socially unacceptable way. While it's not always pleasant, mortification can help us learn from our mistakes and become better people in the long run. Frolicking is a fun and playful behavior that can bring joy and excitement to our lives. Whether we're running through a field, dancing with friends, or simply laughing out loud, frolicking allows us to let loose and enjoy the moment. So, the next time you feel like letting your hair down, embrace your inner child and frolic away.
When it comes to hairstyles, there are several options that are considered professional. One of the most popular ones is a classic bob, which is shoulder length and can be styled straight, or with gentle waves for a chic and sophisticated look. Another option is a sleek ponytail, which is perfect for those with longer hair. This hairstyle keeps hair out of your face and looks polished, making it a go-to choice for many professionals. If you are looking for a haircut that grows out well, there are a few options to consider. The first is a layered cut, which allows for more flexibility as your hair grows out. This style provides volume and movement, which makes it a great choice for those who want to keep their hair looking fresh between haircuts. Another option is a shaggy cut, which also works well as it grows out. This style features lots of layers and texture, which means that even as your hair grows, it will still look stylish. When it comes to the most business haircut, it really depends on the industry and company culture. However, a short, neat haircut such as a crew cut or a slicked back undercut is often considered a safe bet. These styles are clean-cut and low maintenance, while still looking professional. The most popular haircut currently is the lob, which is a long bob. This style sits just above the shoulders and can be worn straight or wavy. It's versatile, easy to style, and has been seen on many celebrities and influencers. Another popular option is the pixie cut, which is a short, crop style that is edgy and bold. A business haircut typically refers to a short, neat style that is easy to maintain and doesn't require much styling. This type of haircut is popular among professionals because it looks clean-cut and put together. Cutting hair can absolutely be a side hustle. Many people choose to cut hair as a way to make extra money on the side, either by opening up their own salon or by offering their services freelance. Finally, a financial haircut refers to a type of debt restructuring that involves reducing the amount owed to creditors. This term is often used in the finance industry to describe a process where a borrower negotiates with their lenders to reduce their debt burden. There are many different types of hairstyles and haircuts that are considered professional, stylish, and easy to maintain. Whether you're looking for something that grows out well, is low maintenance, or is popular at the moment, there is sure to be an option that suits your needs. And if you're interested in cutting hair as a side hustle, know that it's definitely possible to turn your passion into a profitable venture.
Jellyfish are creatures that are loved by some and feared by others. They are fascinating creatures that have been around for millions of years and are found in oceans all around the world. What makes them so unique is their anatomy and behavior, which makes them truly different from any other creature on Earth. Jellyfish belong to the phylum Cnidaria, which also includes corals and sea anemones. They are known for their bell-shaped body and long tentacles that they use to sting their prey. Unlike most animals, jellyfish don't have a brain, heart, or bones. Instead, they have a simple nervous system that allows them to detect light, chemicals, and movement in their environment. One of the most remarkable things about jellyfish is their ability to change their shape and size. They have a smooth, gelatinous body that can contract and expand based on the water pressure around them. This allows them to swim in a variety of ways, including pulsing their bell to propel themselves forward or using their tentacles to move through the water. Another unique feature of jellyfish is their stinging cells, called nematocysts. These cells contain tiny harpoons that shoot out when triggered by touch or chemical signals. When a jellyfish's tentacle brushes against a predator or prey, the nematocysts fire, injecting venom into the victim. While this may seem like a defense mechanism, jellyfish also use their nematocysts to capture food. Jellyfish are also known for their bioluminescent properties. Some species of jellyfish can produce light through a chemical reaction in their cells, making them glow in the dark. This serves as a warning to predators that they are toxic and should be avoided. It also makes them easier to spot by researchers studying their behavior. Despite their seemingly simple anatomy, jellyfish have been able to adapt to a wide range of environments. They can be found in every ocean on Earth, from shallow waters to the deep sea. Some species even live in freshwater lakes and rivers. This adaptability is due in part to their ability to reproduce quickly and efficiently. Jellyfish have a unique life cycle that consists of both sexual and asexual reproduction. Most species start out as small larvae that attach themselves to a surface and grow into polyps. These polyps can reproduce asexually by budding off new jellyfish, which will eventually break free and float away. Alternatively, the polyps can develop into adult jellyfish through sexual reproduction, where the male releases sperm into the water to fertilize the female's egg. While jellyfish are fascinating creatures, they can also be a bit of a nuisance. Their stings can be painful and even deadly for some people, and they can clog up fishing nets and damage marine equipment. In recent years, jellyfish populations have been on the rise, likely due to climate change and overfishing. Despite their sometimes negative impact, it's hard not to be amazed by jellyfish. Their unique anatomy and behavior make them truly one of kind creatures that we are still learning about. They remind us that there is still so much we don't know about the world around us, and that even seemingly simple organisms can hold many secrets. To wrap up, jellyfish are built different than any other creature on Earth. Their smooth, gelatinous body, nematocysts, bioluminescent properties, and unique life cycle make them truly remarkable. While they may be a bit of a nuisance at times, it's important to appreciate the beauty and complexity of these creatures and continue to study them to learn more about our oceans and the world we live in.
Loneliness is a growing epidemic in care homes across England. It's a problem that can lead to depression, anxiety, and even physical decline. While there are many solutions to this problem, one low-cost solution that has proven successful is the use of African church choirs. Psychologist, pastor, and refugee Dr. Kayanda Hubert Ngamaba leads Bolton's Ephrata Community Church, which serves as a hub for the African diaspora across the northwest of England, particularly Congolese. The church choir's repertoire includes French and English hymns, traditional African songs performed in Lingala, and hypnotic chants. Dr. Ngamaba prescribed a monthly dose of music to local care homes, resulting in heartwarming results. When the choir started dancing, we saw residents standing up and joining in, said Ngamaba. The staff were amazed. These were residents who usually just sat in their bedrooms. The sense of joy was amazing. The success of the church choir has inspired other African communities to start their own programs. For example, the Congolese Association of Newcastle upon Tyne has set up a similar program that brings together community members and care home residents alike. The benefits of these programs are numerous. For one, they provide a sense of purpose and belonging to the elderly residents. They also offer them an opportunity to connect with people from different cultures and backgrounds, which can be mentally stimulating and enriching. Additionally, they help break down cultural barriers and promote understanding and respect between different communities. But it's not just the residents who benefit from these programs. The choirs themselves gain a sense of fulfillment and pride from sharing their musical talents with others. It creates a sense of community within the church and the wider community, bringing together people of different ages, backgrounds, and abilities. Of course, it's important to note that not all care home residents will respond to these programs in the same way. Some may be more withdrawn or have difficulty with communication. But for many, the music provides a welcome distraction from their everyday routines and an opportunity to socialize and connect. If you're interested in setting up a similar program at your local care home, there are a few things to keep in mind. Firstly, it's important to ensure that the choir is diverse and inclusive, representing different cultures and backgrounds. It's also important to have a clear plan in place for each session, including what songs will be performed and how the choir will interact with the residents. Lastly, it's important to seek input from both the residents and the care home staff to ensure that everyone's needs are being met. African church choirs provide a low-cost solution to loneliness in English care homes. They offer a range of benefits to both the residents and the community, promoting understanding and respect between different cultures and backgrounds. While they may not be the right solution for everyone, they offer a sense of purpose and belonging to many care home residents and help break down cultural barriers.
Once upon a time, there was a strange new thing that everyone was talking about. It was called butter coffee. When I first heard about it, I thought it sounded yucky. But then I saw my mom drinking it one day and it looked kind of cool. So I asked her what it was, and she told me that it's coffee with butter in it. I thought that was really weird. Butter is for toast, not coffee. But then she let me take a sip, and it was actually pretty good. It tasted like coffee, but with a creamy, buttery flavor. I didn't understand why anyone would want to put butter in their coffee, but my mom said that some people think it's healthy. She said that the butter gives you energy and helps you feel full. I don't know if that's true or not, but it sounded interesting. The next day, my mom took me to a fancy coffee shop where they had all kinds of different drinks. I saw something on the menu called a bulletproof latte. I didn't know what that meant, but it sounded awesome. When the barista made it, I watched as he put coffee, butter, and coconut oil into a blender. Then he blended it all together until it was frothy and delicious looking. He poured it into a cup and handed it to my mom. I begged her to let me try it, and she finally gave in. I took a big gulp and it was amazing. It tasted like a latte, but with a hint of buttery goodness. I felt like a grown-up drinking such a fancy drink. But then the funny part happened. We went home and I asked my mom if we could make our own bulletproof lattes at home. She said yes, but only if I promised not to tell my dad. Why can't we tell Dad? I asked. Because he thinks it's silly, she said. I didn't understand why anyone would think bulletproof lattes were silly. They're so delicious. But I promised not to tell Dad anyway. The end. So there you have it, the magic of butter coffee and bulletproof lattes. It may sound weird, but it's just another fun adventure in the world of food and drink. And who knows, maybe one day you'll try it, too.